Good morning, Soul Fam, and welcome to Mary D Tarot. I'm Mary D here today, and I just want to talk to y'all about something that has really been on my nerves and something that is so inaccurate and something that really hurts my heart to the depths. So we need to get past this thing of looking at the human race like the human race is a cancer, like the human race is naturally and innately born as this terrible, like horrible thing that doesn't fit with nature. If you look at the indigenous cultures, you'll recognize that there are plenty of humans that fit with nature and that the human race is sick. The human race has been programmed to be sick. The human race has been disconnected from nature, and because of that, we exhibit sick behavior. Yes, we are destructive. There's no denying that. Yes, the way that we have become is really, it's a really sick way of being. And the thing is that we can't keep looking at the human race and saying, hey, human race, you're fucked up. Hey, human race, like, this is how you are. Oh my God, I hate being a human. Like, look at what we do. Quit that shit. Like, all day. Stop that. Because what you're doing is you're putting yourself in a place of not accepting who you are. You have to understand that there are forces beyond what we can imagine. And I don't care what you believe or what you think is true, but what you're not going to do is sit up here and start to make assumptions based on these little slivers of information. Everything we have been told is a lie. Everything we have been told is to disconnect us. So when you're up here making these assumptions about who we are based on the information that you already have, it's inaccurate. When you look at indigenous cultures who live with and work with plant medicines and who live with and work with nature, who, slaughter their animals and respect their animals and show grace and use all the pieces of that. You know what I mean? Like, there's something else going on. So instead of pointing blame and looking at the human race as this messed up thing, you need to really look at the deeper picture. Look into your ancient cultures. Look into the esoteric information. Look into the conspiracy theories, because these things are where a lot of our information lies. Now I'm not saying that there's 100%, especially in the conspiracy theories and stuff, but start to open yourself to new avenues and ideas of things. There is a force here, and I'm not going to say what it is or what it's not because I don't know. And you can assume what it is or what it's not, and that's up to you. But at the end of the day, there is a force here that has programmed us to be separated from ourselves. There is a force here that has programmed us to separate ourselves from each other through race, through gender, to put ourselves in these ever smaller boxes, to separate us through religion, to separate us through all of these different things, these different avenues, you fucking name it. And at the end of the day, when it is the reason that we have all of this, it's the reason that we have depression is an epidemic nowadays. This has never been a thing. This is not a natural thing. And when you start to see all these unnatural things show up, you have to start to look at where the nature is being disrupted. If we were naturally this way, we wouldn't be having all of these side effects. You get what I'm saying? We wouldn't be having all of these side effects from stepping into, from doing the stuff that we're doing. If you were to take a squirrel and you were to fucking feed this dude all kinds of crazy stuff and do all kinds of crazy stuff to it, it would too start to have crazy side effects. You know what I'm saying? So we are away from our nature. We are away from ourselves, y'all. We are disconnected. And so to sit up here and to claim that the human race as it is just a horrible, naturally nasty thing on this earth, don't do that. Put yourself in a place of understanding before you try to take the easy way out and place judgment. Put yourself in a place of understanding and trying to figure out how you can heal yourself and become more helpful and start to really be of service here before you take the easy way out and just repeat what you've been told about what the human race is. We are ever powerful. And do you know how I know we're ever powerful? Because if we weren't as powerful as we are, there would not be such a fight to suppress the human soul. If there is a worm, if you have a worm, you're not going to try to take that worm and put it in a cage because it's absolutely harmless. A worm is not a threat, but a tiger. If you get a tiger, what are you going to do with it? You're going to take it, you're going to declaw it, you're going to take out its teeth, you're going to put it in a cage, you're going to chain it up because you know that tiger in its full power will fuck you up. Do you feel what I'm saying? So the fight to suppress the human soul, the lies that we've been told, the things that we've been given, like this story about who we are and what we do, it is because our power is far greater than the power that is trying to be over us. So what I'm asking for everybody to do, anybody who's open to it, who receives this message or whatnot, is get more in touch with yourself. Do your research. Look into the esoteric stuff. Open your mind. We are far more powerful than you could have ever imagined. The human soul is such a beautiful, compassionate thing when it is in its natural form, when it is not bogged down by trauma, when it is not put into a system that is not built for the human spirit. We are ever, ever powerful. We have the power to love. We are here to celebrate our great Mother Earth. She provides for us. She gives us all that we need, but we've been taken away from her. Somebody told us a story about our mama that's not true, and we decided to step away from her, to break free from her, and to step into the trust of these billionaires, these people who don't have our best interest at heart, put our trust in these corporations and these things that clearly don't have our best interest at heart. So ask yourself what you're doing here, why you're here, who you are beyond all this stuff. Ask yourself what belongs to you and what doesn't. And please, again, by all means, stop calling the human race like a poison or a trash and things like that, because you're a part of that. And it's just like what you say, you eventually become. And so it's the same way as with, like, when we do our self-talk and stuff like that. Are you sitting in the mirror every day telling yourself, like, what a piece of trash you are, what a piece of this you are? Like, you know, oh, no, you don't. I mean, you might be doing that, but if you speak to yourself that way, you're eventually going to start to take on those traits in real life. What we speak becomes. If we talk about how we're smart and we're successful and we're these things and these things, we'll eventually start to move in ways that bring us toward opportunities that are smart and successful. If we start to talk down to ourselves like, oh, I'm never good enough, I can't do this, oh, I'm terrible at this, I'm terrible at that, or whatnot, we're going to become more of that vibration. We're going to start to put ourselves down into this space where we're not opening ourselves, where we're limiting ourselves, versus if we're like, you know, I'm always learning, blah, 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 where you're opening yourself up and expanding. The same goes for how we talk about ourselves as the human race. Nobody, I don't care who you are, should ever be sitting around telling yourself what a terrible piece of shit you are and this and that and stuff like that. Don't do that. What does it serve? That's my other thing, is what does it serve? What it does when you say that is you take away your ability, your responsibility as being able to heal, your responsibility to heal, your responsibility to change, your responsibility to have an impact in this world, because you're just chopping it down and boiling it down to, oh, well, this is just how the human race is, and then being mad at it. The fuck is that solving? We don't need any more of that here. So if you're not here to make a change, if you're not here to create change in your own life, and you're not here to start to make shifts or whatnot, move on out the way, because we have enough of it. You know what I'm saying? And we all have the power to change, and we all have the power to make an impact. So really look into that. Are you taking the easy way out? Like, as Dumbledore said, he's like, we're getting to a point where things are going to get darker and harder, and we're going to have to make the choice between what is right and what is easy. It's not easy to do the healing. It's not easy to do the work. But we have to quit just taking the easy way out and being cowards and saying, oh, well, this is just a condition of the human race. Look at nature. Look at your place in it, and then decide how you can heal from there. All right. I appreciate y'all tuning in, but thank you so much. I'll see y'all next time. Until then, peace.